My adopted son asked me what we did wrong when I said it was almost Christmas, and that's when I realized what the system had done to him. 3 years ago, my wife died 2 weeks before our son was supposed to be born. I lost them both in the same night. I spent the next year living in our empty house, sleeping in the nursery we'd painted together, wondering why I was still here. My therapist told me that some people heal by helping others carry what they couldn't. So I applied to be a foster parent. They placed a 6-year-old boy named Caleb with me. He came with a trash bag of clothes and a social worker who warned me he'd been in 9 different homes in 4 years. He didn't talk, didn't cry, didn't smile. The first week, he asked me when I was sending him back. Every night, he'd pack his trash bag and leave it by the door. When I asked him why, he said, "So you don't have to wait for me when you're ready." It took 3 months before he stopped packing. Caleb started calling me dad after 6 months, not to my face. I overheard him tell another kid at the park, "I have to ask my dad first." When he realized I heard, he looked terrified. The adoption went through 4 months later, right before December. I asked him what he wanted for Christmas. His whole face changed. He looked at me with pure panic and said, "What did we do wrong?" He started crying, the first time I'd ever seen him cry, and said, "Please don't, I'll be better, I promise." I asked him what he meant. He said, "Christmas is when you give us back. I don't want to go." He told me that every family he'd been with sent him away right before Christmas. Some said they couldn't afford an extra kid during the holidays. One family told him Santa didn't visit foster kids. The worst one kept him until Christmas Eve, let him wrap presents for their real kids, then dropped him at emergency services on Christmas morning because they wanted family time. He was 5. He said, "I know Christmas is for real families. I can go back quietly. I won't cry this time." I told him he was my real family. He shook his head and said, "Everyone says that before Christmas." I took him to the courthouse the next day. I showed him his adoption papers where it said permanent placement and legal son. I made them print 3 copies, one for his backpack, one for our fridge, one for my wallet. I told him, "You're mine, forever. Nobody can take that away." He asked, "What if you still don't want me on Christmas?" On Christmas Eve, I found him sitting on the stairs at 2 a.m. He said, "I wanted to see if you were going to take me somewhere." I told him the only place we were going was downstairs to open presents. He whispered, "You got me presents?" I told him Santa did. He said, "The lady at my old house said Santa doesn't come for kids like me." I asked what he meant. He said, "Broken ones, the ones nobody keeps." At 6 a.m., he came out holding those adoption papers. He said, "Is it Christmas?" I said, "Yes." He asked, "Am I still here?" I said, "Yes." Then he asked, "Am I staying?" I said, "Forever." We walked downstairs. He saw the tree and presents with his name on them. He just stood there staring. He said, "I've never had a Christmas morning before. I didn't know what it looked like." He opened them slowly. Books, art supplies, a stuffed dog. But the present that made him cry was a picture frame with our photo from adoption day. Under it, I'd written, "The day you became mine forever." He held it with tears streaming down his face and said, "Do I get to keep Christmas now? Is it mine?" I told him every Christmas from now on was his. He smiled and whispered, "I think I finally got a real family." Then he said, "Merry Christmas, Dad."